Are you managing a team for the first time? I'll bet you have some questions. I have answers. So let's get to your question. Where do you start? Start with getting your arms around these three things: people, priorities, and resources. Let me walk you through each of those. Maybe you've been brought into this team and you don't know anybody, in which case you need to get to know everybody. More likely, you've been on the team and you know some of the people, but not everyone well. You need to get to know everybody and spend some time with them. Get to know how they think about their jobs, what their preferences are, how they communicate. Just ask them questions and listen to their answers and get to know them a little bit. Do it in groups, do it individually. It's really important for them to be seen by you. And by that I mean when you pay attention to what their life is like or what their job is like or what their opinion is, it's a reflection of one of your priorities that people matter. They make the organization go and they're important to accomplishing the work, and you take them, but you also need to see them. So you'll learn a lot about individuals when you go through this process of getting to know them better. Nobody's a Terminator robot with a scanner that, reads everybody's strengths and weaknesses and knows all that stuff automatically. But you'll understand certain things about people as you're talking with them, meeting with them. Some people are reserved, some people are gregarious, some people are putting their best foot forward and they want to impress you. Others will be a little more aloof and suspicious or uncertain about you and what direction you're going to go. That's all fine. That's pretty normal. Just get to know them and file those things away in the back of your mind that you learn about each of these people. And as you progress in your responsibility, pay attention to how those things change. If 6 months from now everybody's wary and suspicious of you, then maybe you haven't done a great job of communicating, or maybe they don't like the direction that you're taking the team. That's a clue. That's a data point that you need to pay attention to. So get to know your people that you don't know. That's where you start. Second place is priorities. You probably have a general sense of priorities. Whoever offered you the job probably said, this is really important. Write it down, be clear about it. But as you're interacting with other groups and people, find out what they think and what they know about the priorities. And I think you'll find that not everybody's in alignment on what the priorities ought to be. Sometimes that's functional. Some groups are focused on priority number 2 and others on priority number 1. But there's also opinions, and we should be on priority number 5, but you've been told and you have a sense that it's priority number 5, not 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you'll have to deal with that objection when you start allocating resources and attention to the top priorities. But get clarity on what those priorities are. And if you didn't get a clear sense from your management, if they just have this vague sense of that department's just going to continue doing what it's doing, don't let that just sit. When you have a good sense from your team and from your own sense of the business what the top 3 priorities are, write them down, sit down with your manager and say, this is what I think the top 3 priorities are. You need to be in alignment with your boss about what the priorities are. So people, priorities, and the third thing is resources. As you take over a department, you're responsible for a budget. You probably have a certain number of engineering or developer hours or time allocated to your team or your tools, space, equipment, access to vendors, all that kind of stuff. Those are all resources for you to manage. Get your hands around it. You have to understand what resources you have to deploy. And as you're talking to all of these other people, ask them, do you have the resources that you need to do the job? Well, there's a universal reaction to that is to say no, and I need more of this or I need one of these. At the end of the day, you're going to have a fixed set of resources that have to go against these priorities, and you're going to have to make tough decisions about who gets resources or where they get allocated. But there's nothing wrong with you interrogating that, investigating that early on, and getting a sense of who's really feeling strained with the resources that they have and where the risks in achieving your objectives might be because they don't have the right resources. People, priorities, and resources. That's where you start. Thank you.